pay that?
Yeah, he has to pay $70,000 fine.
But he'll never fight there.
Doesn't matter.
So what happens if he doesn't pay it? Are there legal ramifications?
I'm sure they could land him in jail if he doesn't pay his fine.
But see, that to me, that's one of those things like you pay us $70,000 and you never fight again. Well, they've already told me you can't fight. I'm like, fuck you guys, I'm not paying this shit.
Right, which he could probably do. The ban for life will probably get overturned because I don't think a court will stand for that because it was the first time he's ever done something like this. So it's not.
Is it up to, can they fight this in court?
I think the government can. It's a government body, so you can fight it in court. Well, Vanderlei came out and said today that he's leaving MMA because it's a circus. He says, obviously, like last week. He
says it's a circus.
He said last week that athletes don't get paid a lot, that he's tired of being mistreated and not being paid what he deserves. Well, I've got the figures from the last 4 fights that he had. Mind you, he's been in the UFC since 2007 on this latest run. He's 4-5 in that time. You want to know how much he got paid? UFC 132 in July 2011. $200,000 where he got knocked out in 27 seconds into the first round by Chris Lieben.
Paid $200,000 for doing
$200,000 to get knocked out.
20 how many seconds?
In the first round. 27 seconds in the first round.
Wow, did a shitty day at work.
Yep.
Only lasted 27 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
$200,000.
UFC 139, he won a decision over Kung Lee, another $200,000. No win bonus, but that usually means they get a cut of the pay-per-view buys. So he's getting money on the commission end. UFC 147 in 2013 made $200,000 to show. He lost that fight by decision to Rich Franklin. Won $65,000 for a fight night bonus. So $265,000 there in a losing effort.
Rough. In
a winning effort over Brian Stan later that year, $200,000 to show, $50,000 for fight of the night bonus, $50,000 for knockout of the night bonus. So $300,000. 2-2 in the UFC, and he made almost $1 million in a 2-year span.
Wow.
And he thinks he's getting paid peanuts. He's not an elite level fighter.
I feel his pain, man.
He's making elite level fighter money. So good job, Vanderlei. You don't have facts behind you, but yes, MMA is a circus apparently. Anthony Johnson in more hot water. We discussed last week how he had an allegation against him from 2012 where he apparently knocked out some teeth of a girl, but there's no evidence for it. She didn't say anything in 2012 about it.
It just means she gives better blowjobs.
Well, there is some startling news on a new one that happened earlier this year, a month before one of his fights, actually. It is on record. She didn't press charges, but she did have it put down on record that Anthony Johnson came to her place of employment, grabbed her shirt behind the neck, and lifted her up from the chair. He then grabbed her right arm and pulled it several times to have her closer to him. Johnson was allegedly asked to leave several times, but did not until the police came. The police report also details bruising on the woman's arm, scratches near her collarbone, and she also was described as crying and shaking during the initial reporting of the incident. If Anthony Johnson came up to me and was doing that, I would be shrieking like a girl. He's a big, scary man. Apparently there's a pattern of stalking for this victim as well from Anthony Johnson. So that's actually written down by the police that all this stuff happened. And there's witnesses to it because it was in her place of employment. So
that was dumb.
I think Anthony Johnson's going to be in some trouble, maybe never back in the UFC.
Yeah.
That's what Dana White said. He said he may never be back. Even though the first one, there was evidence that he was out of the country when the details went down. So
he's an idiot.
Yeah. And then finally, a couple free fight cards as well. Fight Pass isn't free. You have to pay $9.99 a month on UFC.com.
Midlife just got a little excited than unexcited.
Well, there's one card that's free.
Cock tease.
On Saturday, there's 2 cards. The first one goes down in Stockholm, Sweden. It'll be headlined by Gunnar Nelson and Rick Story. It's the only fight worth watching. Gunnar Nelson, only the reason why to watch that fight, because he's an up-and-coming badass, the Icelandic fighter. And then also that night, from Halifax in Nova Scotia, Canada, Rory McDonald will headline as he fights Tarek Safadine. Should be a good welterweight battle there. Probably next in line for the title. And Rafael Assunção will fight at bantamweight against Brian Caraway. Should be a good night of fights there as well. Free. That one's free on Fox Sports 1.
There you go, Midlife.
7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 Eastern, whatever Central. Probably 9.
Central doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter if you're from Central.
That's right.
And that's the MMA News.
That got very Cave of Wonders at the end.
Captain Caveman!
What?
You've never seen Captain Caveman, huh? I think we discussed this once before.
I don't know what you're talking about, which probably means we've discussed this before.
You've never seen Flintstone Kids, did you?
Oh, I don't know. I used to watch Flintstones. But
But
I'm
the
talking
kid
Aladdin here.
I
Cave
know.
of Wonders.
You said cave, and I thought of Captain Caveman.
Yeah, you're dumb.
I know.
See, that was Cave of Wonders.
Next time, Gadget. Next time.
That was very good.
I can't do the laugh.
That was good up until the laugh.
Yeah.
Work on
Wasn't
it.
it the cat that laughed, though?
They both
It's like a
laughed,
weird
I
squeak.
think.
Yeah, that's right.
You work on that. We do a little voicemail action.
Okay.
What's up, bitches?
You've reached the Charity Strike's private sex line.
So leave your name, number, and breast size. We'll be sure to jerk off to you as quickly as possible.
Later, bitches.
So 208 Haku.
Whoa.
Here it goes.
Hankney's new phone.
Quit your fucking jobs. Quite the shit show you just loved.
Stop stuttering.
Quantum Try Giving. Oh, Daddy Yo's. I did a little alliteration there. Since Al likes to take over my shit, I'm going to take over his shit too. Anyways, have a great episode 209. I'll catch you guys next week. Bye.
What does he want to do with Al's shit?
A lot of shit talk there.
That's gross. We haven't heard from Al in a while.
No, where the fuck is Al? I know he listens.
There's my Cave of Wonders. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cavernous in there.
Yeah. I know. I got to. We got to hit up alliteration Al. Get us an alliteration.
There's
That's
no
hard to say a
AA
lot.
anymore. You got to do it on here.
I know. I need some AA.
Yeah.
Fuck. I miss it. Oh.
Are you admitting you have a problem?
The show. I don't have a problem.
Oh, okay.
Problem is my beer's empty.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do the best part of the show.
Hello, ladies.
Ah, yes, ladies. Today's chick o' the day. Her name, Hillary Knight. She's a hockey player. And surprisingly hot. Hockey.
Surprisingly?
Surprisingly. I mean,
Hey,
she's a hockey player.
She's a chick, right?
There's no hot dude hockey players.
Well, they're dudes.
That's what I meant.
Right.
Anyways, Hillary Knight, very hot, very good hockey player. She's on Team USA and all that stuff. She had ESPN The Body shoots, so you know that she's good.
Oh, yeah.
She's ripped. I figured I'd go with the hockey theme since the next block we'll be coming back from break and giving away some free hockey shit.
Foreshadowing the next segment.
Yeah, and we'll be talking hockey for the first time in like all summer because there's been zero hockey news.
Well, I mean, it was summer.
Right.
There's no ice in summer.
But I mean, there's football news during the off season.
That's true.
Hockey's like,
It's because football is football.
right? Hockey's like, hey, we're done. We'll be
You're
back.
right about it.
I don't lie about this kind of shit. Hillary Knight, easy on the eyes, and a hockey player. I know they don't go hand in hand.
Easy between the thighs.
Yeah, actually, probably pretty rough between the thighs.
Oh.
She's ripped.
Oh, that's true.
She is ripped.
You know, there's no teeth down there. That's for sure.
That's not what the
She's a
gays
hockey
say.
player.
Oh, they've been knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
I'd knock them out. Ka-chunk, ka-chunk. That's not hot at all. Let's take a break.
Because how your cum comes out? Ka-chunk, ka-chunk.
Doesn't mean knocking out the teeth, you know?
I know.
It's like the whack-a-mole, but vag tooth. Okay, anyways. All right, so we're going to take a break here and get some more beer. Hopefully it gets better in the second half. It will because we have Phil from gruntpunch.com and Along the Boards joining us. And he'll have lots of hockey news. And we'll be giving free autographed picture of Trevor Lewis of the winning, or the championship winning Los Angeles Kings. So make sure you stick around and get some free shit. We'll be right back.
This is the cherub.
And this is number 2.
And this is number 4. And we are the Ned Files. And if you act now for the low, low price of freezies, you can find us on the interwebs at www.thenedfiles.com.
Giddy up!
Also on Facebook /the Ned Files.
What's that say?
And you can follow us on Twitter, at Ned Files. And download us on the iTunes and Stitcher.
Gee golly, that sounds right easy.
Like baked beans.
Bright and easy.
I said right easy. I don't know. I lost.
You know what I thought of? Summer's Eve douche.
I know.
Adventure time. Come on, grab your friends. We'll go to very distant lands with Jake the Dog and the human. The fun will never end. Adventure time.
If that's not enough to get you guys to listen to the show, I don't know what is. Facebook.com/AwkwardApocalypse, @AwkwardPod on Twitter. Do not forget to email us, awkwardpod@gmail.com. You can always call us, 323-379.
9225.
There you have it. We just got our promo.
I need more booze.
You're listening to The Charity Stripe.
Oh, that's right. Welcome back in, everybody. Charity Strike. I'm Gregory Bell Jones. Sitting with me, I like to say looking sexy as ever, but not so much tonight. It's Trigger Mike. I don't know why. But more importantly than that, who is always looking sexy, he's joining us on the phone lines to talk a little hockey this time. It's been a while since we talked hockey because, unlike football, hockey doesn't have any off-season news. It's Phil from gruntpunch.com and alongtheboards.com and allrightforwhoeverpaysme.com. What's up, buddy?
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me on. Happy to be here.
Thanks for spreading a little hockey love with us today.
Yep, I'm happy I can get all your listeners up to speed on what's going on here in the preseason.
Yeah, we just lost all our listeners. It's a shame.
Everybody just dropped off, huh?
It's been a while since we've talked hockey. When the ice melts, so does the hockey news stories. So what's the latest?
Well, for starters here in the preseason, there's been quite a few significant injuries. It's every team's worst fear. They usually start off their camp with around 50 to 60 guys, and obviously they got to cut down to 23 by the start of the regular season. So most teams right now are hovering around 30 guys. They're trying to get down to their final groups, but you have to play a certain amount of veterans in every game. You can't just run your rookies out there and your prospects out there every game to try to prevent injury. So guys do have to play. And unfortunately for a few teams, Detroit Red Wings are one that have just been decimated by injuries in the preseason. A lot of key guys going down. Most injuries minor, but one major one is to their number one center and arguably their best player, Pavel Datsyuk. He went down with a separated shoulder last week, and it looks like it's going to be a 4 to 6 week injury. Depending on who you talk to, some people are saying 2 to 4, but I'm guessing at his age, the recovery rate's probably going to be a little longer. They're probably going to be looking at about a month to month and a half with him, which is going to be crucial because Detroit's one of those bubble teams where they need to get off to a hot start. If they get off to a slow start, it could wind up causing them to break that streak of consecutive playoff appearances.
Yeah, not only that, in hockey, the knees aren't as important because they're gliding, but the shoulders, that's, you take hits, you shoot the puck with your shoulder. A lot of things can go wrong with there. Yeah,
it's a physical game, and most hits are taken on. The brunt of the hit is taken on with the shoulder into the boards and other bodies. So it's definitely something that you don't want to rush back into. Out in Los Angeles, a couple key injuries. Jonathan Quick, after the playoffs last year, came out that he had played through the second half of the playoffs with an injured wrist. He had wrist surgery in the offseason, and he's coming back slowly. But on the bright side, Martin Jones has been spectacular in the preseason for them. Sunday he had 33 saves and a handful of really, really nice stellar stops. Excuse me.
Yeah, Jones is a surprising, really good player. When he filled in for Quick last year, he actually outplayed him during the season.
Yeah, good old cousin Marty.
Yeah, he's a really talented kid, and fortunately for him, he gets to sit behind one of the best in the game and learn from him. And when he gets his chance to shine, he's really taking advantage of it.
Yeah, the most important part is he's learning that playoff poise that Quick has.
Yeah, that pressure is really important for all players, but in particularly for goalies. And that was a big thing in the playoffs last year. In Montreal, when Carey Price went down with an injury, they ended up calling up a prospect